Right, time to take a look at Aiden's Sprinter. Something a bit different for you because it's two-wheel drive. However, he's still getting out. He's got the mud terrains on, and he's still got into the woods even with the wet and all the rest of it. Bit of slipping, but he's in. Basically, I want to show you a high-end build because a lot of the stuff I show you, it's all homemade, which this is, but he's gone next level with the quality. Let's show you a few bits.
Welcome to Ark 2.
This is the first time on a van tour I've had to do the shoes off thing. This is nice.
Hi mate, I know this has been a long time coming. Can I just let all the viewers know that this is an unofficial van tour. I'm in the middle of the woods, and Rich has got my van absolutely filthy. We're not Instagram ready. We're not ready. I mean, look, I would not allow my dog to come on a van tour. I'm only joking, but yeah, everything is, I've been using it for a couple of days now, and everything looks a little bit used, so it's not a polished ready video, so sorry about that. But you also get to see what it's really like after a couple of days usage. It's not just a toy I keep on the driveway to make decent pictures of and things like that. I get out there and I get it used. This is actually my second layout. I didn't mind admitting all over YouTube that I got it totally wrong. It was massively overweight, it just did not work, so I've stripped this out and started again. This is the new layout. The wife chose it. She loves the idea of the U shape with the table in the middle, loads of social area, and obviously it folds. This cushion ends up in this hole, and you end up with a massive bed, as big as the bed we've got at home. This back cushion, purposely, is really, really deep. So it just offers you that kind of slouchy, you know, you can even probably go sideways.
I'm actually really jealous of that because I've gone super small with my back piece, and you end up kind of to the sides.
So this cushion, for example, while it's all well and good you sat up, but it is very, very strict and yeah, uncomfortable. But we can literally, you know, and I'm a smidge off of 6 foot, and this is nothing for us to be lounging about. It's absolutely amazing. They're upholstered the same as the passenger seats, you know, like the driving seats. Yeah, so it's a hardware material, and yeah, everyone seems to love it, and I love it. So the van is a bit of a funny story. It's a 2019 plate, but they stopped making this model in 2018. So someone went into Mercedes and said, I'll have that, and built a great van ready to be converted. So, I mean, it's got an electric sliding door, which is, you probably wouldn't tick that box if you were buying it from scratch. It came fully glazed, it came with factory swivel seats, loads of real good extras, and it had 50 miles on the clock, and Mercedes just needed it sold. So it was a late registration vehicle. I think I've honestly found just the perfect base van to turn into a camper van. So the van is a long wheelbase, high top, rear wheel drive, automatic, obviously loads of lovely little extras, you know, like the air conditioning and you know, silly things that come with blacked out rear lights and xenon LED headlights, all the kind of things that you would love to be able to warrant buying, but you probably never would. So I really do feel like I struck gold on this van. Right, so the electrical setup on this one, I did go over to lithium, and that was a case of mainly because of the weight that the AGM batteries brought along with them. Obviously, you know, you get more power per kilo with lithium. So at the moment I'm running 100 amp hours of lithium battery. It's a super pack, so it will let you pump in a lot of energy all at one time. So at any one time I could have a 30 amp Victron B2B charger going. On a lovely day I might also be bringing in 400 watts of solar, so you need to make sure your battery is able to actually accept all of that load. So 100 amp hours seems to be absolutely fine for me because my hob is gas, My central heating and hot water is also ran off of the same LPG underslung tank. So the power basically powers my lights, my fan and my fridge, and I'm finding 100 amp hours at the moment is more than suitable for my needs, definitely. So the majority of the furniture in this van is actually flat pack from Evo Motion. So all of the units, you buy them in a pack, ready to go. You just basically, it's IKEA on steroids. Absolutely lovely finish. You can choose the catches and the trims and the colours, all that kind of thing. But there's also an extra added option of these under unit lighting, which I think is absolutely amazing. I use this, in fact, probably more than I use my downlighters, because you know, you can reach them while you're in bed, and they're also dimmable. So if you were watching a movie, that kind of thing, you can bring the light down or up. Yeah, so you just opt for that option when it comes to the furniture. Kitchen was basically a kitchen pod from the same company, and the shower, just because I wanted it a little bit bigger than the flat pack version, I just bought the sheet material and actually created this. Hello. Yeah, so it was a bit of a deal I had with the wife. She said, if you're building a camper van and you expect me to go camping, we need a shower and a private toilet. And I was on the fence about it, if I'm honest, but this morning it was absolutely hammering down with rain outside, and while there is a toilet here on site, if you want to call it that, I didn't have to leave my van. So I did not leave the van. I used the toilet facilities, and then I also had a shower, which made me feel much more human today. It's is it a tight squeeze compared to the one at home? Maybe, but it's actually a very, very decent size. So like I said before, I'm a smidge off of 6 foot, and my hair, while it's sticking up, is probably just about brushing the top. We've got 10 litres of stored hot water with the Truma Combi 4E. Now that doesn't sound a lot, but that is 10 litres at 65 degrees. By the time you've added your cold water to that, it goes a lot further. I've actually got a video on my YouTube channel, bit of a shameless plug here, and it explains exactly how far that 10 litres of hot water can go if you choose the correct shower head. Right, so I know I briefly mentioned the kitchen before, but yes, it is a flat pack kitchen pod. Now on my first build I extended it because I thought I needed more kitchen, you know, trying to make it as big as possible. Bad idea. I reverted back to just a kitchen pod about 1200mm long. It's got a 2-burner gas stove, proper campervan style. Once again, I started off with the household versions that quite a lot of people go for, with the real deep sink and the glass countertop. It weren't for me, I learned in the end. It might be for you, but didn't work out for me. So yeah, campervan, Dometic, everyone's seen one of these before, running hot and cold water, works absolutely great. I tend, if I'm honest, not to do much cooking inside. I tend to brew up in here. I don't like the fact that when you're cooking sausages and things like that, it, you know, it stinks the van out. I've got an outside gas point, and I love cooking outside when I go camping. Also, I have got a grill. I opted not to go for an oven, basically because I didn't think I'd use it. The grill is great for crumpets, toast, bagels, all the breakfasty kind of stuff. We don't live in the van. I made the mistake of building it like I was going to the first time. We don't live in it, we holiday in it. 9 times out of 10, if I'm with the wife, we find ourselves having a meal in a pub. You've got to, when you build these vans, you've got to do it for your usage and what you think you might need it for. Fridge is looking a bit of bare bones at the moment, but yeah, it's 65 litres. It's an isotherm. It's pretty much the same as all the other ones. I think they're all the same, but with a different name, if I'm truthful. 65 litres seems to be absolutely great for us. It's got a real small freezer compartment, you know, just enough to create some ice cubes and keep a couple of ice creams nice and cold for dessert. But that seems to be more than enough. Basically, it's always filled with beer, and I can never hold more than I can drink. So this is my, once again, it's my second time round with the travelling seats behind. I started off with the seats out of a Mercedes Vito behind, absolutely great, but they were massively heavy and they didn't tick enough boxes for me, if you like. So I've now gone for a seat frame, which you bolt down and then you create a box around it. This now holds my Truma Combi 4E, so it's doing more than one job, which I think is a massive must when you're building a camper van. If you can get something to do more than one thing, great. Got the Lagoon table here, so I can sit here and edit videos, or we can have our tea. Got the swiveling seats to create this area. Absolutely love it. My boy is only 2 years old, so he basically gets strapped into his own car seat in here, which is, it's M1 tested, it's absolutely safe. If I'm honest, because I am, through my whole YouTube process, it's not the most comfortable travelling seat if you were an adult, because it's got a straight back, there's not much cushion going on, but like I say, it's just for my little lad, and he sits in a seat on this seat. Right, so this is my electrical setup. Pretty much all Victron, because it all talks to each other, if I'm honest. You can literally, from being in bed, I very rarely have to come out here, from being in bed you can check your app, you can see how much is going in, how much is going out, what's doing what. Every single one is Bluetooth compatible. Many ways of charging, like I said before, B2B from the car's alternator, which is 30 amps. Solar coming in from the roof, which is 400 watts, and if I was ever hooked up at a campsite, or when I'm at home, if I'm trying to put some charge back in, it also has a shore power 30 amp charger. Basically Blue Sea fuse box with directing the power everywhere it needs to go. I recently learned that you need a solar fuse board disconnect, so all of that is the other side of there in the storage compartment. It works for me. It's 100 amp hours. I may be looking at upgrading it as the van progresses and I plug more stuff in, but at the moment it seems to be ample enough for my needs. So while it's not a 4x4, basically because I couldn't afford one and I couldn't find one because they are like rocking horse poop, I do love the overland look. The rugged roof bars, the side bars, the wheel carrier exposed with the big BF Goodrich tyres. So that's the road I went down. Got my LED lights going across the top, yet to wire them up, but had the roof rack made by Williams, custom made. So basically I dropped my van off with 4 solar panels, a roof box, all of the lights, and said make it fit. 2 weeks later it was on the roof, powder coated, and it looks great. Absolutely love the styling of the 4x4, and if I'm honest, I don't think in this country necessarily you can get full use of such a big 4-wheel drive van. I've proved, well, he's laughing at me now, everything's just too tight around here, that's what I think. While I was building this van, I thought I had carte blanche to just load it up. I've got this massive van, build it anywhere I like. I learned it was massively overweight. I looked into it. It's not the end of the world if it's overweight as far as punishments in this country are concerned, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that I had compromised with the build. So I stripped it out and I started a few things again. I've actually up-plated this vehicle now to 4,150, so that's just over 4.1 tonnes as opposed to the 3.5 tonnes it comes out the factory. I did have to sit a bigger test to do that, a bigger driving test. With that, I've done lots of suspension upgrades. A guy called William Rhodes from Rhodes Vans over here in the UK, he spotted my YouTube channel and saw what I was doing, and he said he wanted to collaborate and work with me and improve the suspension on my Mercedes Sprinter. Loads of bolt-on parts available that I didn't even know existed, so now I am, under its own weight. It drives absolutely lovely, there's no sagging, it drives absolutely great, and on the way I'm just about to do a 2-inch lift kit supplied by Rhodes Vans, and that is, I'm really excited about that. That's from Van Compass over in America, so it's really going to look bad arse peep. Thanks for joining me on this small Sprinter tour.
This is just a sneak peek at my Mercedes Sprinter. The full build is actually over on my YouTube channel. All the products that I've been using, the methods, me starting again and why I started again. So go check that out for full honest reviews on building equipment and products. Hopefully the link will be in the description below, will it? It will. Or he might even put one of my videos up here, who knows. Thanks for joining me, and thank you Rich for this walk around video, mate.